When I was 8, my grandma died, and I started to have some abandonment problems. I I feared that my parents would leave and never come back home. That a policeman would come, knock on the door, and say, I'm sorry, kids. Your parents were in a car accident. They're dead." And that was a major fear. And in fact, it's still something that I struggle with today. Not as much, but like to an extent. When I was little, I would always make sure I'd give my parents a hug and tell them I love them every time they went out that door, even if it was to just work in the garden. And it's like, oh no, I hear the door opening, I need to go give them a hug. Today, I still have a sort of an issue like that where someone's leaving, need to go give them a hug, but it's different now because it's being given differently. Back then, I would give it out of fear that they weren't going to come back. And when something's given out of fear or given with the wrong intent, it makes the wrong impression. I look back and there's times where my dad or my mom would just like be standing there straight going, yeah, we're doing this again. Okay, they because the intention was wrong for that I was giving was wrong, and because it was like all the time, it wasn't appreciated anymore. If that makes sense, I was pushing them away more than I was drawing them in because of the fear instead of the love that I should have been giving. The reason why this came to my mind recently is because I've been reading this book called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And it's very karma, yin and yang type of stuff, written by a guy named Deepak Chopra. I can't pronounce it. Here, you can look at his name there, Deepak Chopra or something. It's very interesting. Anyway, he's talking about there's a law at the end, and he calls it the law of detachment. And it's the process of letting go all expectations. The first time I was introduced to this concept was watching a TV series called Avatar, cartoon series. Absolutely love it. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Highly recommend it to anyone who loves cartoons and things, because I'm a super fan of cartoons. And there's an episode where the main character Aang needs to detach himself and let go of the people in his life. And there's this love interest that he is having a very difficult time letting go. He's like, I love her. Why should I let her go? And in the sense of his mind of the expectation of not having her in his life anymore, and that was my first introduction to this, and it kind of hit a nerve because that's something that I have a struggle with, of letting people go. And once in a while, I'll say goodbye to a friend or a family member, and that fear will come up inside me of, this could be the last time I ever see that person. Let it go. It's like, that's all right. My goal in life is to make sure that every interaction is an interaction that was worthwhile, that showed love and respect. So if anything like that ever happens, I can feel confident that we left on a good note, that they understood where I was coming from, that I wanted to show love instead of fear. And that's really what it all comes down to, is letting go so you can feel more love. So anytime any family member or relative or relationship that I have, I will always think back on the good moments and treasure those moments instead of instead of being afraid that I'll never see them again. And being okay with that thought as well. I like accepting that thought of, yes, that is a possibility, and that I see it as an opportunity to express and find out more of myself. If that opportunity ever arises, that this person did disappear from my life, then it gives me the opportunity to reflect and see who I am without them in my life. Yeah. Anyway, 6 minutes. You guys are awesome. That's my food for thought today. You guys, cheers.